Hi, good evening to today's session of the Masterclass webinar series by NSHM. NSHM, as you know, that we've been talking about, it is affiliated to Macaut University and has 57 undergraduate and graduate programs affiliate, basically, which have been registered and recognized by UGC. More importantly, the college courses which are offered here are uh, with industry interface and has a lot of practical training that is being given. Presently, it has more than 5,000 students in its Calcutta and Durgapur campus and over 25,000 alumni. It has over 370 faculties who are permanent and about 75 faculties who are visiting. The fast track career guidance series, which was started along with the beginning of the pandemic and the lockdown, was primarily to ensure that the students who were aspiring to join programs which were career related and career oriented would have an experience of how to prepare oneself for a career. And later on, it moved on to an area which was related to the masterclass web series, which primarily involved people who were from the industry, who were actually practicing people in those applications. Uh, in the 33 webinars that we have had more than 3.5 lakh students, parents, and other professionals who have joined us in the various programs. And it's really heartening to know that everybody continues to learn with us. And today, of course, what is important is we have Chandray Bakchi. Just to introduce Chandray, of course, I know her for about 5 or 6 years. I met her
Yeah.
in the college, and Chandrai actually depicts the person, the persona. She comes from a small town. She comes from across the Ganges from a place called Chandanagar. And it's in the Hooghly district, am I correct?
That's right.
Right. And so she is an example for students who come from small towns today and can yet build a career which is so meaningful. And over the years, over the past 6 to 7 years, Chandri has built her own organization called the Digital Dreams. And quite rightly, because it's just about 15, 16 years that the digital world actually exploded into what is called the social media. And a lot of things that we need to learn about it, of course, as a new age career. And Chandray will take us along with it. So, Chandray, briefly, if you could state your small journey from your school, which I understand was St. Joseph's Convent.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And from there, and what was your graduation, and how did you move along?
Okay. First of all, good evening, everybody, sir, student, everyone. Good evening. I am Chandri, and I am here to discuss digital marketing as a subject. So, first of all, I hope everyone is at home, staying safe. And yes, digital marketing, we cannot deny the fact that we are, and most of our time that we spend is on the internet, whether we are browsing for fun activities or whether we are browsing news. And with the pandemic, everything has all of a sudden, digital population has exploded exponentially. With the fact that people rarely and seldom step out, hoarding spaces, if you even go out right now to get essentials, you'll see that earlier, every major crossing, you would see there was no hoarding space available. Now, if you're passing by any of the major signals, if you have stepped out, you would see that all of a sudden, all these spaces are vacant. What that is implying is, where are these people going? Well, people have not stopped purchasing, people have not stopped reading news, people have not stopped entertaining themselves. But the shift has shifted, the focus has shifted from traditional forms of media to a more digitalized platform. And in today's day and age, this is a life skill. It is imperative to be digitally sound, especially after demonetization and now with the ongoing pandemic. everything people have started for. We never even imagined that we could survive without going to our workplaces physically and work from home. Even employers never imagined that. So everything, all of a sudden, the graph has moved. I wouldn't even say partially, everything. It could be entertainment, it could be shopping, groceries, medicine, everything has just gone digital, including our regular curriculum. It could be academics, it could be work, everything. So I think whether you do it on your own or whether you enroll yourself in any institute, college, you need to know it. You need to know it. I can't even say that this is the future, because this is the present as well. Digitally, being literate digitally is something which should be a life skill, which should be introduced in regular academic curriculums as well. And I'd be happy to help you out with your questions and what are the career opportunities that you could avail. So, yeah.
Right. So, Chandri, more importantly, you come from town which is called Chandanagar, which
Yeah.
we in history have read have been the French colony.
Yes, yes.
Correct.
Dutch and
Right.
French.
Dutch and the French. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and obviously not a very large populated town, and not many offices there around.
Not at all.
Correct. And so, therefore, what kind of schooling did you go through? I mean, which subjects or?
Okay. So I was, my schooling was from St. Joseph's Convent, Chandanagar, and I was always throughout my life a very mediocre and average student. That's how I put myself as. And especially when you're, at least back then, 10 years back, I graduated from school in 2009, 10 years back, living in a suburban place with all your friends, either preparing for medicine or engineering, a career like this was absolutely unheard of and unimaginable, especially with parents. They were like, okay, is this even a stream? What is this? What do you do? Is this even an option? And I went on to do my graduation with BBA honors, and I did my post graduation from Calcutta University with masters in media and marketing. And while I was studying in college, and I actually got to know of this stream from my brother who works at Google. That time we got to know that, okay, my parents, my family and I, we got to know of this as a career once he started working there. Until then, even we hadn't known what a company called Google even does. We just knew it of to be a company with a funny name. I mean, we didn't even know what it does. And then while I was in college, after I graduated, actually, I had a hiatus. I tried a lot to get through multiple companies, applied for multiple jobs, MBA entrance examinations, and it was just a series of a rejection which continued for years. And of course, I was heartbroken, sitting at home doing nothing. And you have a constant peer pressure where every friend's parent is asking you, what are you doing? And the only thing you could say is, okay, I'm preparing for an MBA. Because what do I say? I can't get through anything. I'm not, I'm not eligible through any college. I applied for a series of interviews in companies like Google, Facebook. At some point, I got rejected at the very final step in my interview at Google. I was like, okay, I mean, it has no meaning. I'm not doing anything. That's when I started doing freelancing. So I learned how Google Ads work, what Facebook is, because then Facebook just introduced its advertisement options in India. People were getting to know of Facebook, were signing up on Facebook. And I wouldn't really get a lot. So I would commute from Sri Rampur, that's where I would stay, to Calcutta for 5,000 rupees, because that is what the client would give me. After deducting all the advertisement expenditure, my service fee was 5,000, which was technically peanuts, because I'm talking about 2013-14. So my commuting expenditure would be more than that. And that's how I started working. So when you're starting off, it's never easy. It's never easy. And especially being a girl, no matter how much, it is even more difficult. So trying to work my way through it still is difficult. I cannot say that, okay, it's a cakewalk now. So that's when I got to know, I hadn't even thought of that, okay, I am going to pursue something called digital marketing. It was just because I had nothing to do at home. was doing nothing, staying at home, sleeping, how much of Netflix could you binge watch? After a point, you can't. And that's when I took this up.
So there's this point that you mentioned, So was it a decision where you just flung yourself in, where there was no road available for you in the future, jobs were not available, and you just jumped into this, headlong, not knowing what you were getting into?
It was more out of compulsion because I had to keep myself busy and I had no other choice. What could I do? I was not getting through anything. So this was more like an experiment.
So going back now by 6, 7 years, Chandri, do you think that was a good experiment that you did?
I completely think so. I mean, now, back then, it's very difficult for a person to, when you're going through a series of failures, and it's not just a month or 2 months, it was 3 years of failure where I was trying and trying and trying and I couldn't get through anything. You lose hope. That time, it is no matter how much you hear of the cliche that, okay, there is some light at the end of the tunnel, you don't want to believe that because you feel like, okay, I don't see anything. And right now, if I talk about it, yes, I am absolutely thankful for the fact that maybe if I had gotten through those jobs, or maybe if I had gotten through a B school, and if I had pursued my MBA, maybe I would have been doing a job, which I'm not saying is bad, but I wouldn't have even known that there is an entirely different territory which I could delve into. And this actually was my mother's idea. So when I was not doing anything at home, and you get cranky, how much do you chit chat with your friends? They always have to tell you that, okay, I'm busy, either they are pursuing their masters or something. So my mother actually told me, why don't you start doing this? You're sitting at home, even if it's not for the monetary benefit of it, something to keep you busy, to keep you engaged. So right now, when I think of it, that decision went on to have a domino effect in my life, and I am glad I took that decision.
So how many times does a parental confirmation to a decision play a role? Many times আমি শুনি যে বাবা মা বলছে যে if you were taking up science, you would be either being asked to prepare for engineering or medicine, the admission test, or if you're in commerce, then you're preparing for chartered accountancy, costing, for law, and so on and so forth. And similarly for humanities, there would be a series of things which could be either in fashion or law or journalism. So this was something which was absolutely new age. I'm sure, apart from your brother having been working in Google, or maybe the parents and, of course, using many of these new age social media tools at home or on the mobile, which I'm sure which started with the touch screen, right? 2004,
Correct.
5.
BlackBerry, actually. When
BlackBerry,
people
yeah.
started using BlackBerry, that's when internet came to the fore.
Correct. And because more people were having the handheld in their home.
Correct.
And so therefore the direct last mile reach to the end user was much higher. And that's
Correct.
perhaps what started exploding it. So this parental inference, maybe you are lucky that your mother actually thought about it in a proper way. And she said, why don't you do something to fill up the time? But there are a lot of parents who say, I really don't know about this career. I see people only watching TV. I see people only watching the computer or the mobile. And is that good for health? Because right from childhood they are said, don't watch TV, don't watch the mobile. I'm sure parents still do that. So
Yes.
this career is actually looking at these what is called a screen time.
Correct.
So what is your viewpoint on this factor?
See, when it comes to anything new, there is a lot of skepticism. There is a lot of apprehension. Parents, I wouldn't blame them because they don't come from a digital generation. They come from an age where these things were like, okay, I mean, this is looked upon as a source of entertainment. How can a source of entertainment be a full-time career opportunity, especially when you're coming from a middle class background? It is difficult, but then you see a lot of parents, when you see that your child is not getting through anything, you do end up asking, you do end up opening various business propositions for your children. It could be a boutique, it could be a restaurant. So this is, let's say, an extension of that. I think parents in today's day and age are still very flexible with the idea of their children starting a business. And especially with the fact that we are in a global recession, um, a job doesn't come with a guarantee. You could just be laid off for any rhyme and reason, and nothing comes with a guarantee. So I know it is very difficult, because I can imagine the kind of apprehension my parents were going through when they were seeing all my classmates were either doing a PhD in English or PhD in economics or pursuing CA, medicine, engineering. You do have a lot of apprehension, but what other options do you have? So I think you have to be a little flexible. You just have to update yourself. It's very difficult for a parent to think of it that, okay, is this even a viable career option? But to think of it, the rate at which a digital population is exploding, this is the only way out for the future.
That's a great opportunity that you're talking about. Also, while we were talking, you were saying that like other career options do require English, spoken English as a requirement.
Correct.
This career option in the social media breaks that barrier.
Yes,
You can
of
be good
course,
in your
of
own
course.
language.
Of course, of course. I don't have to know English. I don't have to know a foreign language, because at the end of the day, English is a foreign language. Our mother tongue is not English. I don't have to know that. And it's absolutely fine, because even if you're going and applying for a job, I'll just share an anecdote with you. You step into any restaurant in Calcutta, even though the server is a Bengali guy, he will come and talk to you in English. You go to Subway, you go to Domino's, they talk to you in English, as if talking in a vernacular language, as if talking in your mother tongue is considered to be sort of disparaging. And in a subject like this, in a domain like this, who is asking you to know English? You don't have to know English. You can be good at your own language. Let's say for a localized brand like Das Medical, or maybe something like a Mukhurochak Chanachur. I know the consumers of Mukhurochak Chanachur would be suburban population, would be people who are Bengalis. So you don't have to know English, or you don't have to know Hindi. You can make graphics, you can make content in Bengali. There are a lot of channels on YouTube which have more than 1 million subscribers, and they are cooking channels, and they talk in Bengali.
Yes.
So there is a huge demand for the vernacular segment, which not a lot of, yes, of course, which not a lot, which not a lot of people cater to, because we think that if we don't talk in English, that's not an achievement in life. But not just a language barrier, this also doesn't have a geographical barrier. I don't just have to have clients from where I live. I could have clients from absolutely any corner of the world. There is no geographical confinement. I don't even have to go and meet that person. And with the ongoing pandemic, the question of meeting doesn't even arise. Just over a video call, even if that doesn't take place, you can get clients from any part of the world.
True. I think that's one big advantage. So what we are able to kind of assimilate, it doesn't have any language barriers. It doesn't have any geographic barriers.
Yes.
And very importantly, I think also you could be from any stream, science, commerce, or humanities. And as you rightly pointed out, it doesn't need, you need to be one of the toppers.
Yes.
You could be an average or a mediocre student in as far as your subject is concerned. But it also throws up a lot of opportunities. You could be good in art, you could be good in communication, you could be good in written communication, you could be good in just logic.
Correct.
Or you could be just good in understanding human psychology.
That's right. You could be good at selling.
You could be good in selling, you know.
Yes.
It's really marvelous. I mean, I wish it was there 35 years ago.
And, I think the other beautiful aspect is, tomorrow if I'm approaching a client that, okay, I would want to take care of your digital promotions, you need a website, you need these things. Nobody is going to come and ask you, hey, don't mind my asking, how much did you get in your 12th? Did you, were you eligible for this college? Did you make through the cutoff? No, nobody asks you how good you were in mathematics, how good you were in English. What matters is, do you know how to do this? Can you sell my product digitally? Can you promote my product digitally? That's it. It doesn't matter if you have gotten 100% or if you have gotten a 10%. It really doesn't matter. There is no prerequisite that comes with you that if you do this, if you get into this domain, you have to have a certain percentage or else you're not eligible for it. Your only eligibility is your knowledge.
Very true. Very true.
ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে আমি আর ক্রিয়েটিভটা আমি হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে
Debojyoti, I think we're getting some call from you. Sorry, we got to cut it off. Thank
হ্যাঁ
you.
হ্যাঁ
Okay, right. So this was one aspect. Chandri, another important thing which I always keep asking every expert who comes on the panel is, what is the kind of attitude or what is the kind of skill sets that
আপনার আমি যখন দুটো কল পেয়েছিলাম আপনার যখন ফোন এসেছিল তখন আমি যখন অন্য কল করছিলাম
Debojyoti, I think you're
পড়তে ভুলে গেছি ব্যাপারটা
so sorry. Debojyoti, I think your phone is on.
হ্যাঁ 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 আমিও যদি জানতে পারিনি আমি দু একবার প্রশ্ন করেছিলাম বলেছিলেন জানাবে তারপর
I can't switch off his phone also. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Chandri, the one important thing which I usually ask everybody is, what is the kind of ability or aptitude or the variety of skill sets that you seek in a person? He or she may come from class 12, may from any kind of background, okay, but what is it that we usually seek in a person who wants to get into the digital world? I'm breaking it into two parts. One, who is trying to make a profession out of the digital world, which could be social media marketing, to social media sales, to search engine optimizations, and so on and so forth. That's one aspect. The other aspect is, I could be an accountant.
Correct.
I could be a doctor. I still need to know social media. These are two aspects.
Of course. Yes.
I can be in any profession. I still need to know social media. The other is, I want to make a career out of social media. There are two aspects. So can we just have a...
Sure. So the first one that I would be addressing is, let's say you're planning on making a career out of it. This is one particular subject where you cannot be that, okay, I have done a course on it, so I know it all. No, you cannot. Technology is something that changes every single day. Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting 10 updates on our smartphones on a regular basis. So you need to keep yourself updated. The only prerequisite that this domain requires is how updated you are with your skill set. TikTok phased out. Instagram did not sit back and think that, okay, what to do. So they came up with their new feature called Reels, which is supposed to simulate whatever TikTok had. You need to know, you need to be on your toes, because this is a very fast-paced industry. Every other day, there is some development or the other. Google keeps changing their algorithm. So on the basis of that, if you're in the field of search engine optimization, you also need to know, okay, what should I do? Because what happened 3 months back is certainly not applicable now. Facebook did not have a section called Marketplace, which is exactly like how OLX functions. Now they do. So this is the only skill that you need. And I wouldn't really say, okay, now let's say when we are talking about a conventional stream like a mathematics or physics or English, it doesn't get updated every day. Whatever somebody studied 40 years back is also studied. Shakespeare's plays don't keep changing, and neither will Wordsworth's content. But what matters is how updated you keep yourself. And by that I mean, whether you're, especially if you're working in something which is as new age as digital marketing, you have to keep yourself updated every day. It cannot be like, okay, I have done a course, so it's done and dusted. No, you can't be that, because every single day you have a competition who is trying to take your place. And this is relevant for every sphere, but especially in a sphere like this, which is so fast moving. Your agility to change and your enthusiasm to keep yourself updated is what is going to keep you in the game. And as far as the other aspect is concerned, that you could be a professional, you could be a chartered accountant, you could be a doctor, you could be anything. At the end of the day, you need to promote yourself. Which is why, you see, 5 years back, doctors weren't listed on a platform like Practo. Neither were lawyers listed on a platform called Loreto. They are still having to change. Not everyone is or belongs to the A grade, where they are very renowned and everyone knows of them. Majority of the population would still belong to the average bracket, and I still consider myself that, okay, I also belong to that bracket. Which is why, in order to keep myself, I have to promote myself, whichever, doesn't matter which background you're from, what your stream is. If you're a professional, you need clients. And that's why it is important for a professional as well to market themselves. And for, especially if you're starting off in your career as a lawyer or as a doctor, you can't really expect to promote yourself on a television channel or on an ABP Anando or in a newspaper. That's expensive, which is where digital marketing platforms come into play. You can start promoting a content on Facebook from as much as, with a budget of 100 rupees.
Right. So critically, one you're saying is that not only a career in this industry, but also everybody who's in other careers and other professions must
Correct.
also develop their basic capability, if not that they are themselves doing it.
Of
But
course.
they must be aware of what needs to be done with their own professions so that they could use this platform for better connectivity with their customers.
Correct. Even if you have a business, let's say I have a hardware store. How do I promote? How do I get more clients? At the end of the day, whichever business you have, your business thrives on your clients and the leads. You have a hardware store. You have a small mishti dukan. What do? It should be that when someone is standing around your place in that radius, if a person searches for hardware stores near me, my store should pop up.
Exactly.
And there are 1000 results. Actually, 1000 is just an underestimation. There are lakhs of results that pop up, but only a chosen few would appear on the first page of Google. So if you don't appear there, your business is as good as being dead.
True. Absolutely true. So critically, so one is the customer connect, the other is the jobs which are there in between.
Correct.
So therefore, there are a huge number of jobs which are going to be available in this industry, and so therefore, it's a great option because this pandemic also throws up one very exciting thing. The way I looked at it as an opportunity from day one, because I think we are lucky that we are ready for this digital world.
Yes.
Drastically. One. Two, we have been talking about the gig economy. Even from the employer point of view, where employers are thinking about giving jobs to people just for that bit of the job.
Correct.
On a temporary basis. So two things are happening. A, the small and medium-sized companies are also able to get the right professionals for the job. A. B, and after finishing the job in one company, this professional can move on to another company to do another part of their job.
Correct.
So therefore, everybody can afford it, and this is what perhaps is the gig economy.
Yes. So what happens is, the fact that we are in a global recession, it's very difficult to hire someone on a permanent basis. You just don't have to pay them the salary. There are also a lot of added expenses. It could be towards their healthcare benefits and a lot of other expenses. For situations like these, a company would prefer that, okay, if I take someone, I have this project. If I hire someone on a permanent basis, this is the amount of expenditure which I have to shell out. Whereas if I hire someone on an ad hoc basis, I just have to pay that individual for that project. I don't have to foot the expenses of his or her healthcare benefits or anything as such. Which is why the demand for something like where you're hired for an ad hoc role, this has been growing, and I get a lot of requests from big advertising agencies where they take up projects, but then you need a talent pool. There is a constant demand for talent pool when it comes to digital marketing. So they outsource the project. This is what I mean when I say that they hire people on ad hoc basis. You do this project, these are the number of hours which you have to give, and this is what you get paid for it. So like this, you're not just associated with one company on one project basis, but you could be associated with multiple companies at the same time.
Wonderful. I think so. So for the new generations, this is also true for students. This is also for parents, because parents come up with the view that if you have done an engineering or a medicine or a chartered accountancy or any of these specific professional programs, or if you're doing a BBA or a journalism, then you're thought to become a journalist.
Or an MBA after BBA.
Or BBA.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I take it. So, you're thought to consider that you become a professional in this career.
Yes.
What you're telling is tomorrow's AIs of tomorrow are actually going to work in multiple places.
Correct.
That's one thing which I'm learning. The second thing which I'm learning, this is true for students as well, the requirement for being very, very agile, to be constantly learning what is going to happen tomorrow, is
Correct.
what is going to keep their skills in demand.
Correct. Very much, yes. Because you have to keep yourself updated with the fact that every single day there is some update or the other, whatever you're working in, whether it's social media, whether it's search engine optimization, whether it's exclusively Google, or whether it's website development. So back in the 90s, a lot of products which were used for website development has completely phased out now. People would sit and build a website from scratch. It doesn't matter if you are building a website from scratch, because it gives the same effect as a WordPress website would do. Content management system, that's a new age tool wherein you could build a website using platforms like a Twitter Bootstrap model, a WordPress, Wix. So let's assume, a site like, at least in the 90s, the first e-commerce site I can think of was maybe India Times, where people would shop, or Rediff. Those things were built from scratch. Nowadays, you want to start an e-commerce website, you have brilliant tools like a Shopify. You don't, so you cannot just sit with the skill you acquired a year back. You have to keep yourself updated.
So that's the idea that, there is going to be a lot of dynamism, there is going to be a lot of learning which is going to happen. And at the same time, the beauty is there is not going to be one company. So অনেক সময় বাবা মা জিজ্ঞাসা করে কোন কোম্পানিতে চাকরি করে. So I wonder what is going to be the answer, whether it's going to be the professional or it is going to be the parents. What is it?
The child can say, আমি চাকরি করি না, আমি ব্যবসা করি. I am working towards a future where I would be empowered to employ 5 other people.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, one is the entrepreneurship which is going to develop.
Correct.
At the same time, the other person might say that, as you said, I'm a professional.
I'm a professional, because you will not ask a CA, okay, where is the company that you're working? Because the CA is thought of to be a professional who has clients. So this is exactly a stream like that, where you're considered to be a self-employed professional.
Perfect. That's a good answer. Yeah, that's true. So one of the questions that we are getting here, let me just read it out for you.
Yes.
Yeah. This is ma'am, but nowadays a foreign language is also got demand by many companies. So what this person perhaps wants to mean is that there is a necessity to know a foreign language in many companies.
Well, depends if you're considering English as a foreign language. If you're considering English as a foreign language, then even if people cannot be well conversant in English when it comes to the spoken part of it, even if you just read, that's enough. You can write an email, and with tools like Grammarly, and who is asking you to focus more on the local enterprises where you're based out of, West Bengal, because I presume most of the attendees are from West Bengal. People would know how to talk in Bengali or Hindi. And if it comes to writing, there are multiple tools, dime a dozen tools like Grammarly, where it is going to help you to draft an email, or to draft a paragraph. So I think that's something which is not of paramount importance.
So luckily, this is one big area where the language barrier has been broken so beautifully. And as
Yes.
you rightly say, of course, the very important thing is that you must be able to express yourself in that language, the mother tongue. That's also going to have a market. What Chandri rightly pointed out is the necessity for knowing the local language for products which need to be marketed in that area or in that language speaking area is becoming very, very vital. And that is perhaps what is increasing the opportunities. And more importantly, I see a big opportunity in two areas, Chandri. One is the the non-city population, the B class and C class town
Correct.
people who are graduating or who want to graduate. This is an opportunity where they don't have to leave from the place where they stay with proper connectivity also reaching. And they could perhaps do freelancing from their homes, number one.
Yes.
And number two, as you rightly said, your clients could be anywhere in the world because, just as an example, a large population of Bengali or Bengal residents stay outside of Bengal, within the country, outside the country. So it's not that you have to be geographically, meaning that you have to get a visa to go to London. You can use all the social media tools to reach to so many people in London or in US. So that's going to be one big, very interesting area of work. And the more we connect like this, the more it is going to become practical. This is one area which I see. The second area is this pandemic, as I understand, has also left a lot of people unemployed.
True.
A lot of people have lost their jobs. Do you think that this is an opportunity for them to jump into this bandwagon and at least, start thinking of earning a living?
Yes, of course. Even if there have been the lucky ones who have not lost a job, it's never too late to start thinking about a second option, because you are never too sure when you could lose a job. And at the end of the day, it is a very difficult situation for everyone losing a job, but this could happen to any of us. And we should be prepared that, okay, can we think of an alternate career option? It could be that for the last 15 years of my life or 10 years of my life, I have worked with accountancy as my subject. But this is such a stream where, if you remember, when demonetization had happened, a lot of people didn't even know of what Paytm was. Now, if you walk into even a normal local puchkala, he will have the Paytm label stuck on his cart that you can use Paytm. So the adaptability, and you're never too old to learn something. A lot of our parents use Facebook, WhatsApp. You know how to use Facebook, you know how to send a message on WhatsApp. That's all you need to know. And you can just build up on that. So it is important to think of an alternate career option, even if you don't think of it as, even if you have a job, there is no harm in having a second source of income, because
That's a
companies are trying to reduce the number of heads they have. One person is being made to do a job which should be done by 10 people. So what sets you unique? Why should a company not fire you? Why should a company not lay you off? There has to be some unique skill set in you, that okay, you would be indispensable to the company. And this is a very indispensable skill set. No matter how big, small, or micro enterprise it is, it has to be there. It has to have a digital presence. You can barely think of businesses which will not have a website or a Facebook page or an Instagram handle. So I think these are certain things which would make you as an indispensable tool for the company.
correct. In fact, my local doctor, about 1.5 months back, I don't know who made his small cartoon movie, which stated about what are the hygiene measurements that they have in their chamber, and that he has restarted, and you are welcome to come to my chamber. And these are the steps that we follow. And he has posted it on WhatsApp to all his customer bases. or patient basis. Very interesting. And as you rightly said, so the necessity for somebody to develop that entire cartoon, to write down the script, to do the voiceover, to do
Correct. To
video
edit the
editing,
video.
yes, and then to send it through all the media. That itself deals with at least 10 people working on that.
Yeah, and you know, with the fact that you don't even need, our general mindset is okay, if you are editing a video, you need to do a full-fledged course in cinematography. You need to know how to edit a video. You need to insert voiceover clips. You don't need to know, you don't even need to possess a iMac for, you know, you can have your normal, your regular computer, and there are multiple softwares where you can edit a video, insert voiceover clips, and nobody would even know that you did not use a high-end device to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true. So I've just got 3 more questions for you, Chandra. Could
Yes.
I tell you the first one? Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah. How to join digital marketing?
Uh, well, I mean, there are no dearth of options when it comes to digital marketing courses. So I'm sure you will find something which would suit your needs. Whatever, wherever you do it from, remember one thing, it doesn't matter where you're doing it from. Nobody at the end of the day is going to come and ask you, please tell the year when Facebook was developed. So it doesn't matter. Your theoretical knowledge, whichever place you do it from, will not make any difference. You need to know the application of it. So wherever you do it from, as long as you know to apply that knowledge, it's all that matters.
Right. The second one is this person says, Rupak Rai, I have done on digital marketing course and have a certificate. Will it be helpful in getting any kind of job? Very interesting. Okay.
Of course it would be. Of course it would be. But what matters is, you know, when you're applying for a job or even when you're wanting a client, more than valuing the certificate, what the person would tell you is, even if you're going for an interview, this is a product, tell me a marketing strategy to sell it. So you can't just say a response, you can't just mention a response like I'll sell it on Google. No, you can't sell it on Google. There are 5 different micro channels under Google. So that's what matters. This is why I cannot emphasize on the, you know, I cannot emphasize how important it is to know the application of it.
Correct.
So a certificate, of course, comes in handy.
Yeah. So just to add to this, Rupa, one important thing is all kinds of certificates, of course, are available. But as Chandri rightly points out, to get a job, you need to know how to apply. And that is very vital. You know, in every field today, it's not about the certificate. Certificates are important, but not in terms of, you know, the totality. It is not enough. You need to know how to apply it. You need to be passionate about where you are applying it, and of course, you must have an ability, as is required for every profession. It's just not about digital marketing. As she rightly said, you must know how to market. Digital is another platform through which you market. So that's quite good. The third question that I have here is, what motivated you to pursue this career? I think Manoj, you were not listening to her earlier. Her compulsion was by her mother. So
I was
maybe
motivated because I didn't have any other option. I was tired of being rejected and everything. So I did not have any other option. So I thought, okay, I'm not getting through anything. So I might as well just, this is my last resort. So that's how I got into it. It's not like it was pre-planned that, okay, I'm going to pursue a career in digital marketing. Because if back then, if I would go and tell my Pada Kakima that, okay, I'm working in a field called digital marketing, she'd probably think I'm working on television. Because it is unheard of.
And more importantly, I think, it's the first mover advantage that you took a move in an area which was unknown, and therefore you have come ahead much longer than many others. And,
You know, but that's something which I don't really, to be very honest, in a state like West Bengal, a field like digital marketing is still at a very nascent stage. Unlike other cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, In West Bengal, digital marketing is still at a very developmental stage. Not everyone has a Facebook presence, not everyone has a digital presence. So, this is one advantage we have, unlike other metro cities where every business is present digitally. Most businesses, you go to a normal, you just go and stand at Godiahat's main junction. You look around, you will see 50 stores. But you try searching for those 50 stores, you will not see all 50 of them would be present digitally. I wouldn't be able to say the same about a place like Bangalore or maybe Mumbai.
True. So there's two more questions. One which is saying, what are the advantages and disadvantages of digital marketing? On the similar line, do you think digital marketing will replace typical traditional sales jobs?
I hate to say this, but it already has started replacing. Artificial intelligence has already started replacing human beings as employees. Machine learning has already started replacing. Machines are simulated in such a way that they can think like a human being. They would process things analytically. So, given that, yes, it is very important and imperative to know, okay, to have a sound digital knowledge. And typical sales jobs, yes, and also for the fact with coronavirus, sales jobs have as is taken a hit. People are now more interested to. So I don't know if any, if everyone has noticed, but urban clap has all of a sudden become very popular. Because if you call your local AC repairing guy, he will throw 10 tantrums. I can't come, this, that. Urban clap, on the other hand, even though they are charging a premium, but it's become, popular. Swiggy has started delivering groceries.
Correct.
So it's just that you have to go with the flow, and the only way to do that is know where to apply it. Just because I have done a course, just because I know what it is, I know it through and through, does not matter. At the end of the day, that knowledge would not be of any use if you don't know the correct application of that.
True.
And disadvantages would be like any other career platform, any other career, it's too competitive. It has a cutthroat competition. If you are willing to make a website at 10,000, there's always going to be somebody who can make that website at 3,000. So why should I pay you more and select your service? There has to be something unique about you. There has to be something which you are ready to deliver. So disadvantages, I think, it's plenty.
Very true.
And that holds true for any domain.
As you rightly pointed out, whether it is urban clap, whether it is the local puchkawala who uses Paytm, or it is the taxi driver who had to become, savvy with
Uber
mobile
interface.
and Uber interfaces and the maps to be in the aggregate Ola or Uber cab services. So
Yeah.
this primarily is saying that you can be in any profession. You can be graduating with hospitality management or hotel management, and yet you need to be aware. I mean, as I think Chandray rightly pointed out, that you can be in any profession, you still need to be categorically capable to use social media for your own profession, or you could become a professional in this world of social media, which is throwing up the largest number of opportunities, both locally, without any geographic boundaries. And the beauty is that this is almost like what you knew yesterday, you have to unlearn it and you have to relearn it.
Correct.
So your constant ability to learn newer and newer things is what is going to keep you competitive, right?
Correct.
So I think, oh my God, you seem to be quite popular in terms of questioning. Is it like our country is getting ready for a digitalized world?
Our country has already been ready for a digitalized world post demonetization. Now it is percolating into the tier 2 towns, tier 3 towns. So the metro cities have already been very digitally savvy. Now it's the, semi-urban population.
Exactly. So, Chandra, it was a wonderful discussion today. Yeah.
Likewise.
Thank you for your time. It's always nice knowing you and seeing you. And thank you once again, students, parents, and professionals who have watched Chandray, and thanks to NSHM and the team. Thanks to Chandray for taking us through her journey of digital world.
Thank you so much for, giving me this platform to talk about digital marketing. And just if I have been of any help in giving any clarity to somebody, because I can completely understand what students would be going through. I have been very lost when I was very lost when I graduated. So if I have been able to provide them with any sort of clarity, it's great.
Thank you so much, Chandray, and have a nice
Thank
day.
you. You too, everyone. Thank you.